morning, good evening, good afternoon. That is the wrong order, but it was in a meme ages ago. Do you remember? That was so funny. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am joined currently with the lovely Jam, although she is not the star of this video. So some of you are probably hoping to see another eventing vlog relatively soon. Guys, I was really hoping to bring you another eventing vlog. They are my absolute favourites because it means I get to come out eventing. Sadly, the event that Jam was meant to be going to next, which was Aston Le Walls, which is actually starting in a couple of days, we unfortunately got balloted from the 90. I was going to step her up for the first time there, but they had so many entries. It's not surprising that loads of people had to get balloted, and unfortunately we were one of them. So that basically just means when you enter an event, it's not like a first come first serve thing with British eventing. Everyone enters, and then if they've got too many people, they just have to randomly select people to go. You can use things called stickers to like get a better chance of getting in. It's a bit complicated. That's another story for another day if people are interested. I've got one treat to try and keep Jam interested in me. It's not working. Today I have got the next best thing for you because you're getting a little bit of an eventing vlog, I guess, because I have teamed up with the amazing An Eventful Life again. If you haven't seen my two previous videos I've done with them, make sure you check them out after this. I will leave them in the description and probably like pop them up on the screen at the end because, you know, I'm a little tech wizard and I can do that now. So An Eventful Life have really kindly sent me another recording of a round that I did, not with Jamie, but with the gorgeous Dee Dee. Yay! Hopefully you guys will be really, really happy because you haven't seen her in an eventing vlog this year. But I don't even need to explain. I've said it a million times. Not only did An Eventful Life really kindly send me the recording of Dee's round, which, by the way, is at Aston Le Walls last year. It was our first event of the season, and you went double clear, didn't you? But we had such a bad dressage. She was so excited to be out, and yeah, it was just the fizziest dressage ever. She was just fizzy in general that day. You were quite a keen bean. So we've got that full round, but luckily for you guys, you don't have to listen to my useless commentary on it because let's face it, we're not going to learn anything from me. Woo! Lovely flies. But we are actually going to use the training feature on An Eventful Life and get an analysis from the one and only Caroline Moore. For those of you who don't know Caroline, she is an incredible coach. She actually competed up to 4-star level, which is new 5-star. She's been to all the major venues. She's been to Badminton, Burley, Blenheim, Bramham, all of the big ones, the ones that I'll never go to basically. But she now mainly focuses on coaching. She's actually a British eventing youth coach. She's amazing. She's training all the stars of the future. I have actually had one lesson with her years ago at Valeview. I did a eventing camp. This was like back when I thought I was going to be really good and like go all the way. It did not last long, that period of time, don't you worry guys. I had a lesson with her and she was incredible. I learned so much, and amazingly I've actually learned so much from doing this video. Now I have already edited it all and it was just brilliant to watch for me. She picked up on things that, even though I watch myself ride in so many videos, and once she said it, it's so obvious, I've never thought of it before. And I feel like I've really got some useful tools now to be able to go away and sort of teach myself a little bit more and just be more conscious of what I'm doing and actually really kind of dissect my riding a little bit more. Because often, like, so for this round, for example, I went clear, it was on D, it was quite an easy course for her, and that was it. I got back through the finish lines and I thought, woo, I went clear. Like, that's great. I don't need to ever think about that again. And you'll see from the commentary from Caroline that there was so many things that I can take from that round. Even though it felt like just quite an easy, clear round, there was still so much to learn from it. So that was really interesting. Thank you so much, Caroline and An Eventful Life. It was beyond helpful. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. There are some savage moments where she calls me out, but you know what? I absolutely need that. That's a bit savage as well, Dee just ditching me. Right, hope you enjoy it guys, and I'll see you very briefly at the end.
So this is an analysis of Megan Elphick riding Commons Delight at Aston Le Walls 2019. Great to see that you're wearing a neck strap and a breastplate for cross country, and no martingale. That's the sort of thing I would encourage people to put on their horses. So go down to the start box, nice rhythm, and I'm just going to pause at 25 seconds. So just to talk about the first fence. So that first fence was particularly close to the start box. So you got yourself into a nice rhythm, but not up to top speed because, again, as we say, it was too close. I always like to think that we use the first fence to find out what sort of mood that the horse is in, whether he's going to drift left or right, or whether he's going to stay on your aids, or whether he needs to settle. So it's really important to pick a point, especially when you've got quite a wide fence there that you can go anywhere at. So pick a point and stay on it, and make sure that your eyes are always looking to the next direction, which I think you pretty much did do, although where I've paused it, you are looking down at the moment. So moving on, coming to the second fence off a right turn, and a good jump over that, and a real good praise. I'm just going to pause again at 38 seconds, because what I did notice on the approach to that fence, when you took your balancer, your shoulders were great. You came up at the right time, sort of 3 or 4 strides out, but your balancer was very dominant with your right hand, and the horse flipped on a little bit onto the left shoulder. So I'm going to watch for that round the track, because if you've got a horse moving forward and you're stronger with one rein than the other, the horse is going to throw his body weight onto the opposite side. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that going round, because that will have a big impact on what happens when you move up a level. So coming to the next fence, which looks like a square table with a bit of brush in front. So good with bringing your shoulders up. Again, a little bit of a dominant right hand on the way in. A really good upper body position, one that I'd be really proud of, keeping your eyes up. And then a rhythm fence with a great turn looking to the new direction. I can see from this, it's a setup fence. And I'm just going to press pause again at 1 minute and 1 second. So what I mean by a setup fence is you're using a fence to set the line up for the next fence, which would be the step up onto the double step up. So you did that really well at the brush fence, making sure that you were looking to the new direction and the horse knew he was turning onto the line. Jumping it right of centre would have been ideal, so you give yourself a little bit more space and time. Where I've paused it at 1 minute 1 second, I'm just looking at your position and seeing that your lower leg is quite good and secure, but I feel that your stirrups are too long, and you'd benefit from going up maybe 2 holes, maybe 2 holes. You'd need to do this very gradually, but it would help you become a little bit more secure in your upper body, keep your head up a little bit more, and it will give you a little bit of a more secure aerodynamic position in between the fences. So I'm just going to press again, play now. So moving away, so we've got a pheasant feeder type of fence. So I always again think that you need to hold a specific line to something like this. And I'm going to press pause now at 1 minute and 15. So that was really interesting. So you are showing a dominance to the right when you take a balancer. Your right rein becomes stronger and the horse goes out through the left shoulder. So I would suggest you try bridging your reins at some point and trying to ride with a single bridge, with the single bridge in your left hand maybe. And what happened there on the approach, you've got 2 fences next to each other, and if you watch your horse's eyesight very carefully, he's homing in on the one on the right hand side until you've seen a good stride pattern, and it's at that point that you ride forward back to your fence. So by taking your balancer a little bit with a stronger right rein, you're emphasising to the horse that he's to jump the fence on the right. So that's something to really, really consider at some point, to think about, Megan. But it's a lovely canter that you've got, very forward, very positive. This is an interesting interesting fence. It's good that the sides come up, and that helps the horse get in the air a little bit. It's a very inviting fence. Again, a little bit of a twist to the right, so we've got to think about that. And that's where it's really important to look to the new direction really early. So the water jump, that's a good speed in. So again, a really good balance on the way in there. You gave the horse plenty of time to see where he was going. And as he goes into the water, any water with a dip like that, it's really important to keep your shoulders really tall, because you don't quite know whether they're just going to trip going in. It's really easy for them to stumble in like a dew pond type of water jump like that. But you had a great canter there, great balance. And he really understood what he was going to do. So it's good looking up. So a little bit of a hop and skip over that, but you kept your balance really well. And again, that's the time when we give them the chance to have their eyes a little bit earlier. Really positive, but now you're starting to just get a little bit untidy in your position in the air, and you look down in the air there, which is really important to keep your position all the way through. Better at the tyres, a good straight approach. Now we have a combination fence. So I'm just going to press pause on 2 minutes and 19 seconds. So often we will walk a line like that, and we'll walk a stride pattern, and it's really important to just remember that might change around the track depending on whether your horse gets a little bit more open or whether he gets a little bit tired. It's quite easy at Aston because it's flat everywhere, but sometimes the topography and the ground will change your stride pattern. So what happened there is he did chip a little extra stride in, and that's, I think, because you tried to just rush it a little bit. So I'm just going to go back and watch that once again. So nice approach in, just loses his balance. Yeah, so actually you rode that really well. You rode for the 3 strides and he chipped a 4th stride in. He very slightly lost his balance over his left shoulder in the air of the first, but that shouldn't have had too much of an impact. But what shows me that where I've paused it at 2 minutes 18, you've got a really good position, you've slipped the reins, your body's coming back, and it didn't really matter that he chipped another stride in. You gave him a really great ride over that, and it wouldn't have affected him at all. So I'd be really pleased with that. So moving away, really positive. That's what I like from you. You really ride away from each fence in a very direct manner, so he picks up his pace very quickly. And then goes coming, yeah, again, just be careful. That was a little bit of a, I'm just going to stop there on 2 minutes 37. That was what I call a Megan stride. She was a little bit slightly obsessive of the stride pattern there. So instead of allowing the horse to jump it out of his stride, you very slightly took his eyesight away because you wanted your pattern. What happened, you took his eyesight away to control him, and then when you saw your pattern, you gave him his eyesight, but it was a little bit too deep. So it's really important to try and look beyond the fence and let the horse work out his own pattern. Your job is just to create the right sort of canter, the right balance in plenty of time so he can sort of read the question himself. But that takes a little bit of practice. A good thing to do would be to set yourself up a nice triple bar at home, in your school or in your field, and just practice riding positively forward to something like that and allowing your horse to read his own pattern a bit. And then we've got a log with a log drop. Again, that's where I think your stirrups are a little bit on the long side. You'll see that with the roll top coming out. You can see he's really enjoying what he's doing there. Whoops, stop on 2 minutes 56. So actually, that's really what happens when you go to do that balancer with that right hand, that he loses his balance onto his left shoulder. So I think what you've got to try and do there is monitor the weight in both hands, down both reins. And as I say, picking up a bridge will stop you splitting your hands apart, because when you split your rein and lift your right hand, that's when he twists his poll and loses his balance onto his left shoulder, which we're going to try and avoid. So this is the big learning of this round that needs to be improved. Moving away, and we've got a little hedge like a steeplechase jump, so this can be really jumped out of your rhythm, which it is. That was great, and it's jumped in the middle. That was superb, really nice jump, and then out through the flags. And you'll see a little bit there how your stirrups are a little bit long. It'd be really good to shorten them and say 1 or 2 holes. And it's good to see you trotting off afterwards. That's really essential. So you're checking to see whether the horse is sound, and also just to let his heart rate just drop down naturally, and to keep his balance. So I would think that you'd be really pleased with the whole of that round. You showed on that type of ground, which is actually very flat ground, a good rhythm within your riding. I think when you start when you move up to novice level and you start having tracks that have a lot more difference in the gradients, that's when your balance has got to be done perhaps a little bit earlier, so you're not relying on your eyesight on the last sort of 5 strides out. So practice with the bridge, practice with your stirrups a little bit shorter. Keep making sure that whichever fence you jump, you're very precise about holding your line, and you're doing a great job of riding within a good rhythm away from the fence, and you look a great partnership. Well done, that was fabulous.
There we have it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed watching that. Dee has in fact left me. Even Dee's like, Meg, stop pulling harder with your right rein, else I ain't coming near you again, girl. Something I found really interesting, which stupidly it was kind of always in the back of my brain, probably from this one lesson that I've had with Caroline, was about actually when you've got those really wide fences, is to actually still pick a point and make sure you're jumping the point you want to jump, because otherwise you're going to get to a skinny later in the course, and if you've just let your horse go wherever it wants over these wide fences, then chances are you're not going to get a particularly good jump over the skinny, or they might sort of run out either way. So that was a really useful tip that I know I can use on all my horses. And of course the incredibly obvious tip that she picked up on, I think over the first or second fence, just shows how good she is how much more dominant I am with my right hand. And with Dee you can really see it, and I know I have problems with Jan putting her head up in the air and twisting, and I'm thinking that is probably down to me being stronger through my right side. So I'm definitely going to try the bridging of the reins. Also, finally, the last thing, I mean, there's so many things that I could go on and on and on about in this video, but I don't want to bore you guys with the details. But I'm definitely going to try the triple jump exercise that Caroline was talking about. I've actually got the combi block wings from Polyjumps, which you can make a nice ascending triple bar with. So that's going to be an exercise that I do in the school in the next couple of weeks. If you guys are interested in seeing that, I could make a really quick vlog out of it. We could basically laugh at me being petrified at not being able to pull for a stride. So last thing to say is a massive thank you firstly to Caroline Moore for taking the time to go through this. It was amazing to have 12 minutes of your time. You were so helpful and I cannot thank you enough. The next big thank you of course has to go to An Eventful Life for very kindly gifting me the video footage and the audio from Caroline. So amazing, guys. The videos are just fantastic. They're so good to learn from. To be able to see yourself going around a full course is so helpful. Obviously we get little snippets of us riding here and there, but I don't know about your parents, but Hobbit is certainly not fast enough to run round an entire cross-country track to follow me the whole way. So it's amazing to see it all in one place and to have the audio of a trainer going through it over the top. It's just fantastic. Speaking for myself here, but I know it's true for a lot of people, but I do not have nearly enough cross-country lessons. In fact, I've not had a cross-country lesson probably in like 7 years, which is so silly when you think about it, because it's the most dangerous aspect of eventing. And why am I not having lessons? But it's just one of those things that you don't seem to get round to doing as much. So it's really helpful to be able to do this through An Eventful Life and actually learn something and have some feedback on your rounds. You guys can also do the same thing if you enjoyed this video. If you've ever been at an event where An Eventful Life was filming, then they will have most likely captured your round. I mean, maybe not if it was like 40 years ago, but you know, give or take. It's super easy to find out. You can just head over to their website, which is going to be in the description below. Type your name in, your horse's name in, you can search for the events. You'll be able to find whether they've filmed you. You can then choose to buy, watch or download this video. And of course you can opt in to have the analysis of a professional. So there's Caroline Moore and there's also Lissa Green and Lucinda Green, which they've actually done a video for me before, like I mentioned at the start. So you can head over and watch those if you want to see. But yeah, you've got a choice, and I believe there are more people being added. So you've got a really fantastic choice there, and there's such a good opportunity to learn. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned something from it. I most certainly did. Sorry that we're not going to be getting an eventing video just yet, although I have entered Llanmanach, Clannymanay. It's a Welsh event, and I get absolutely rinsed for butchering how you're meant to say the beautiful Welsh name of this place. But guys, I don't know. I think it's Clannymanach, I don't know. No idea. Anyway, that event is entered and fingers crossed we get in. So that's at the end of August. I know a lot of you are going to be wondering when Dee's out eventing. She was meant to go to Offchurch. However, now the ground has gotten quite hard and she had that kick. I'm just going to be extra careful with her, and I'm not going to take her out until probably sort of mid-September time. But I will keep you guys in the loop, keep you posted on everything, and hopefully we'll make some eventing vlogs by the end of this season because we all love them. Best vlogs ever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment below, let me know what you thought of the commentary. Let me know if you learned anything. Let me know if you laughed your head off when you heard "This is what I call a Megan stride." Oh, the shade from Caroline. She called me out. She doesn't know me, and she could see straight away that I'm one of those people that just holds for a stride. But that's why she's an incredible trainer, because she picked up on that in a 4-minute cross-country round. Fantastic. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, live your best lives, and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys. Dee, I love you. Dee, I've got one nugget. Dee, yeah, come on, not the camera. Dee, don't knock that camera. Dee. She gone. We tried. Ow. I'm a sucker for your love.